Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused about what just happened? Not angry, not convinced, just confused. Like the ground shifted beneath you and you couldn't quite name how. You knew something was off, but the other person seemed so reasonable, so calm, so sure of themselves. And somehow, you ended up agreeing to something you didn't want to, apologizing for something you didn't do, or questioning a memory you were certain of 5 minutes earlier. If that sounds familiar, you've probably encountered manipulation, and you didn't even recognize it in the moment. Because that's the whole point. Manipulation works best when you don't see it coming. So let's pull back the curtain on 10 techniques that manipulators use, so you can spot them before they land. The first and most common is gaslighting. This is when someone makes you question your own reality. They do something, you call it out, and they respond with complete confidence. That never happened. You're remembering wrong. You're too sensitive. Over time, you stop trusting your own mind. The solution is to anchor yourself in facts. Write it down. Date it. If they say the sky is green enough times with enough conviction, you might start wondering, but the paper doesn't lie. The second technique is love bombing. This feels wonderful at first. Overwhelming affection, constant attention, grand promises early on. It's not genuine connection, it's a debt they're creating. Once you feel indebted to their affection, they start withdrawing it. You spend the rest of the relationship trying to earn back the warmth they gave you for free in the beginning. The solution is to notice when affection comes with invisible terms. Real love doesn't need to be earned back. The third is guilt tripping. This is when they bypass logic and aim straight for your conscience. They don't ask, they imply, "I guess I'll just handle it myself. It's fine, I'm used to being alone. After everything I've done for you." The words seem innocent, but the weight behind them is designed to make you comply so you can stop feeling bad. The solution is to separate guilt from responsibility. If you haven't done anything wrong, you don't need to carry their guilt. The fourth technique is the silent treatment. This isn't about needing space. Space is communicated. The silent treatment is a punishment. They withdraw communication to make you anxious, to make you chase them, to make you apologize for something you didn't do, so the silence ends. The solution is to let the silence sit. Don't chase. When they realize silence doesn't control you, they'll have to use words instead. The fifth is future faking. This is when someone paints an elaborate picture of a future together. Trips, commitments, a shared life. It feels exciting, but the future never arrives. There's always a reason, a delay, another promise. The technique works because you're not in love with who they are, you're in love with who they promise to become. The solution is to watch what they do, not what they describe. A future that never arrives is just a story. The sixth technique is projection. This is when they accuse you of exactly what they're guilty of. Someone who's lying will constantly accuse you of being dishonest. Someone who's cheating will suspect you of cheating. They project their own behavior onto you because it deflects attention and keeps you on the defensive. The solution is to notice when their accusations feel strangely specific. They're often describing themselves. The seventh is moving the goalposts. You meet their demand. They set a new one. You meet that. They move it again. The standard keeps changing so you can never feel like you've done enough. You stay in a cycle of trying to prove yourself. The solution is to set a fixed standard. I'll meet this specific expectation. Beyond that, we're not negotiating the same deal twice. The eighth technique is trauma dumping. This is when someone shares intense personal pain very early in a relationship, before trust has been built. It's not vulnerability. It's a tactic. They create a false sense of intimacy and obligation. You feel you can't leave because you've become their support system. The solution is to notice the timing. Healthy vulnerability builds gradually. Trauma dumped too early is often a hook. The ninth is the foot in the door technique. They ask for something small. You agree. Then they ask for something slightly larger. Then larger. Each request is a reasonable step from the last, so saying no feels inconsistent. The solution is to evaluate each request on its own, not based on what you agreed to before. I said yes to that. I'm saying no to this. They are separate decisions. The 10th and most subtle is weaponized incompetence. They do a task so poorly that you stop asking them to do it. Then they're off the hook forever, and you're left carrying the weight. The solution is to let them sit with the consequences of their incompetence instead of stepping in to fix it. If the job doesn't get done, and it affects them too, they'll eventually learn to do it properly. So if you've ever felt confused after an interaction, or found yourself agreeing to things you didn't want to, or apologizing when you weren't wrong, you're not weak. You were up against techniques designed to bypass your logic and aim straight for your emotions. And now that you know what they look like, they lose much of their power. The moment you can name the technique, the manipulation stops working, because you can't be controlled by something you see coming. If this helped you see what you've been missing, subscribe for more psychology content that helps you understand yourself.